Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports. We hope you've had a good weekend, and we're excited to get into this next slate on Underdog. We're going to be talking about the NBA slate on March 4th. We've got 6 games, and we've got some fun matchups. We've got 5 plays for you as usual. But before we get into our plays, if you've never tried Underdog, you should give it a shot. If you use code BACKDOOR, they will match your first deposit up to $100. And they're going to give you some instant pick'em specials. So they want to get you started off on the right foot. They're going to give you a couple of plays that should ensure you heading in the right direction. And also, yeah, if you deposit the whole 100, you'll get 200 to play with. Just make sure you put in code BACKDOOR. And there's a link in the description of the video if you want to check that out. So here are the plays we're going to be covering. We're going to be taking John Collins over 11 rebounds and assists. Taylor Hendricks for over 17.5 points, rebounds, and assists. We're going Cam Johnson for over 3.5 points in the first quarter. Marvin Bagley over 8.5 rebounds and assists, and Nikola Vucevic for over 13.5 rebounds and assists. Cool. So before we get into our recap, I just want to tell you guys about this other platform we're having a lot of fun with called Chalkboard. They have plays as low as $1, just like Underdog, and they actually let you adjust your own lines, which is just amazing. And there's also all sorts of plays on there that you're not going to find on other platforms. If you guys are interested in checking that out, just make sure you use code BACKDOOR. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. And again, the fact that you can set your own lines, like basically if you bump a line up, you get a higher multiplier. If you lower the line, you just get a lower multiplier. So it's kind of like you can create your own scorchers, which is a lot of fun. And they have insured plays as well. On top of all that, they let you control the lines and they let you insure your play. It's called a shield play on there. So we've been having a blast with it. You guys should definitely check it out. If you just go through the link in the description of the video, make sure you use code BACKDOOR and they'll hook you up with that deposit match. All right, so I'm gonna pass it over to Jordy to go over our recap real fast. Yeah, we'll go from there.
Sweet. Yeah. So we had a little bit of a rough go of it. We just got unlucky on a couple here. So we took Emmanuel quickly for over 11 rebounds and assists. He had a monster game. We kind of figured he would with no Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes, is a really good facilitator. So when he's not there, it opens up a lot for Emmanuel Quickly's game. He ended with 18, so we hit on that one. He had a pretty big game. 11 of those were assists, which is really crazy. But we also took Derek Lively for over 7.5 points. This was an unfortunate miss. He only played 18 minutes and only scored 4 points. He shot 2 for 6. So unfortunately, he just couldn't get that done. We also took Cade Cunningham for over 10.5 rebounds and assists. He just barely missed this with 9. He just didn't get very many rebounds. He only had 2 rebounds. So that's not enough to get it done. And then we took Paulo Banchero for over the 1.5 first quarter assists. He had 2, so we cashed on that one. That's a really good play. I'll be looking for that one more often. And then we took Jaden McDaniels for over 13.5 PRA. He only had 9. We were talking about Kyle Anderson. If he played, it would make it a little bit tougher because then they kind of jog those minutes around and start throwing all sorts of guys in there. Kyle Anderson only ended up playing like 15 or 18 minutes, but some other guys like Nikhil Walker and people like that got more time too. So Jaden McDaniels just couldn't get this done. 13.5 was so low. I felt so good about it, but that game was really low scoring too. So unfortunately for us, that just didn't pan out.
All right, so that covers all of it. Let's get into these plays. I'm going to be breaking down 2, and Jordy's going to break down 3 for you. And again, what's different from our other show is we actually just build this whole slip out together. It's a lot of fun just to change the dynamic a little bit. And a lot of times when we're doing our prize picks video too, we'll like talk through plays together and whatnot. But typically like we're both just kind of finding our plays, but it's kind of fun on Underdog. We just build the whole thing out. So John Collins is the first play we are digging here. I apologize, I'm gonna have to refresh this just to get the new slate of games up. All right. So we have a 239.5 over under with the Jazz favored by 6 points. One of the reasons we're excited to take this play is we've got no Walker Kessler in this game, and we've got no Lauri Markkanen. So there's a lot of vacated rebounds that are going to be happening here. And we took the assists because it was only 1.5 more. So we want that little extra bit of insurance there, because I think that he's going to be able to hit this line on rebounds alone. But just in case something did happen where it just, the game is unpredictable. So we just wanted that little bit of insurance there, because it's a killer matchup for both for him. So let's see. Let me just adjust this line real fast on outlier to 11, where underdog has it. So at 11, he's gone over this. Isn't that right? It is at 11, right? Yeah. Okay. So he's gone over this 6 out of his last 10 games, but he does have a really killer matchup here. So if he plays the center position, which I expect him to quite a bit, they are 30th in rebounds allowed, 20th in assists allowed. If for some reason he's bumped over to the 4, it's still 19th in rebounds allowed, 19th in assists allowed. So we're loving that matchup. If we take a look at his minutes, he's averaging just under 30 minutes a game, 3.2 fouls per game. He is a good defender, so that's part of the reason the fouls are the way they are. But hopefully he doesn't really get into foul trouble for this game. Should be a breeze matchup, and it should be a pretty fun game. I think at full strength that spread would have been much larger, but I think without Markkanen and Kessler, this should be a pretty close game. So yeah, about 30 minutes per game. I expect him to get at least like 35 in this game. Feeling good about this play. If we hop over to Daily Grind, they have his rebounds alone super juiced. So if you're interested in taking that, go for it. It's 54.68% odds to hit the over at 9.5, and they have that at a -145. This is kind of like the main play on everyone's radar right now. We want to go with the rebounds and assists though. DG has this at 51.48% odds to hit the over at a -128. And then at 10.5, these other odds makers are just super juiced on this. Like Caesars has this at a -169. You've got BetMGM at a -140, DraftKings at a -140. So we feel very safe with this play, but I expect him to go over it. All right, so moving on to the next play I'm going to be covering, we're going to go with Marvin Bagley for over his 8.5 rebounds and assists as well. Let's take a look at this over under. Oh yeah, same game. So 239.5 over under. Jazz favored by 6. So Bagley's gone over this 8 out of his last 10 games. He's getting about 25 minutes per game. Over the last 10, 25.7, just 1.4 fouls per game though, so he's not getting in foul trouble. But his minutes have been a little bit better on the back half of those last 10 games. He's got multiple games well over 30 minutes. So hopefully he gets the minutes. This line's just so low for him. In his last game, he went for 10 rebounds alone. So he doesn't really assist the ball too much, but we just want that little extra insurance there, because there is shooters all around him, with Washington. So he should be able to grab some boards, dish it out, and then he's got some guys who can put it in the bucket. If we take a look at this on Daily Grind, this is actually the number 2 play overall for the NBA right now on Underdog, according to Daily Grind, just under the John Collins rebounds. They've got this one heavily juiced to go over. Their odds to hit are at a 53.97% odds to hit the over. They have it at a -142, and we've got a -130 or higher across the board. So feeling good about both of these plays. If you guys are interested in checking out this app Outlier, we love this app. It's the best statistical analysis app on the market. You would be shocked once you learn everything that this app can do, and it's very up to date. So if you guys want to try it out free for 7 days, there's a link in the description of the video. Just go through that link, and then they'll give you 7 days to just have some fun with it and see how you like it. All right, Jordy, I'm gonna let you take it over, bro.
Cool, man. Yeah, so before I get into these last 3 plays, we just want to tell you guys about Daily Grind. They are the cream of the crop when it comes to DFS tools. We've been messing around with the middling tool and the correlation tool, and it's just all so complex and amazing. And the thing I like about it the most is honestly just how user-friendly it is. It's so easy just to look at everything and be like, okay, I know what it's telling me. This is what I need to take or what I need to stay away from. So it's amazing. We definitely recommend it. We're partnered up with them, and we have been for a little bit now. they believed in us when we were a smaller channel, and we're still pretty, a small channel, but we were a lot smaller than we were when they gave us a shot. So they've just done a whole lot for us. So we have a lot of respect for those guys and everything they've done for us. So if you want to go check them out, the link is in the description below. We use the DFS optimizer in all these different videos, and it's a big part of what we do. So yeah, definitely go check them out. The link in the description, and if you use code BACKDOOR at checkout, they'll give you 25% off on all of those tools. So it's a really good deal. Definitely go check that out. So all right, let's get into these last 3 plays. So I've got this we got this Cam Johnson for over 3.5 first quarter points. This one looks pretty good to me. His points overall are a little sketchy, so I was kind of looking around because there is no Cam Thomas in this game. And Ben Simmons is a game time decision, so if those two don't play, Johnson's going to get a big boost in minutes here. And I feel pretty good about these first quarter points. 3.5 is pretty low for him. He could easily hit a 3 or a couple 2s and get this done. And he's done this 6 out of 10 games. He's hit it in 4 out of his last 5, and he's hit it in the only head-to-head they've had, and that was just on the 26th of February. So he's capable of doing this for sure. And Jaren Jackson's actually a game time decision too, so this game could get out of hand pretty quick. And it's a great matchup for him. They're ranked 17th in points allowed, giving up 24 a game. Obviously, we're taking the first quarter points, so we just need him to get this done really quickly. And I think he can do that. If you look at the minutes he's getting about 8 to 10 minutes a game in the first quarter, which is almost the full quarter. So that's what we'd like to see. So I feel pretty good about this one. As long as he just doesn't go out there and stink up the joint with like bad shooting, we'll be fine. Because he'll definitely get the shots in. So all right. So there's no daily grind odds on this one, but you can see 3 different odds makers here: Underdog -120, Caesars 127, and DraftKings 130. So they're all in the right direction there. So we feel good about that one. The next one I'm going to break down is Taylor Hendricks for over 17.5 PRA. This is just one that honestly comes down to the injuries and the time he's been getting. I was talking about Taylor Hendricks a couple weeks ago to Russo, and I was like, this kid is really kind of splashing on for them, and they've been playing him a lot. They've been actually starting him. And, he's getting about almost 30 minutes a game as it is. But with no Walker Kessler, no Lauri Markkanen, and no Otto Porter, this dude's going to get definitely over 30 minutes, I think. And it's a great matchup. Obviously, the Wizards are terrible in every category. If you look at what they're giving up to power forward, they're giving up 25 a game in points, 10 in rebounds, and 4.7 assists to his position a game, all ranking in the top 19 or like worst. So that's what we want to see. With all the injuries, I think he's going to get a big boost in minutes, and he's been doing this anyway. This line is heavily inflated for him because of the injuries and the matchup. So don't look at all this red and get scared. His line is usually at like 13.5, 12.5, but they know with all the injuries and what this kid is capable of, this is going to get bumped up. So I feel good about this one. Even with him getting the lower minutes and without the injuries, he's gone over this 3 out of the last 5 and just missed it by 0.5 and 1. So we feel really good about this one. If you don't like it, you don't have to take it. We look on daily grind here. The PRA is juiced to go over. I don't know why it's not giving me that line, but oh, there it is. So 50.21% and -119. So it's like a 50-50 shot. So just go with your gut on that one if you don't like it. The over-under on this game though is a 239.5 over-under with only a 6-point favorite because of those injuries. So this game is going to be really fun. We wanted a lot of pieces of this game because it's going to be crazy. So we feel good about that one. The Memphis game is a 210 over under with a 9-point favorite to the Nets, by the way. So yeah, staying in that same game, we are taking, I had the wrong one pulled up here. We got Nikola Vucevic for over 13.5 rebounds and assists. So if we look at the over under on this game real quick, we got a 227.5 over under with a 7-point favorite to the Kings. So another good over under that looks good. Vucevic has been great. I had taken him in this last game here, and me and Russo were watching this one together. And he had 9 more minutes in the fourth quarter, and he just got subbed back in. He only needed 1 more rebound or assist, and then he absolutely assaulted some white kid who was just like a bench player for the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm not even kidding. He like double hammer fisted the dude while he was in the air trying to get a layup, and he got a double technical and got kicked out. Other than that, he's been playing amazing for them. You know, Drummond does get a lot of minutes, but they rotate these guys really, really well. I like what they do with their bigs. They leave them in long enough for them to get going. They don't like put Drummond in for a couple minutes and rip him out. They give him lengthy time, and they're both great players. I mean, Drummond can go for a double-double in like 10 minutes. He's nuts. But Vucevic has been playing really well. Honestly, he's a great player. In the head-to-head, he's gone over this 2 times against them recently. You know, one in December and one in February. So he went for 17 in December and 15 in February. And he's done this 5 out of the last 10, 12 out of the last 20, and 3 out of the last 5. Great matchup, 23rd in assists allowed to centers and 18th in rebounds allowed to centers, giving up 12.2. So honestly, with the head-to-head and the over-under and how fun this game is going to be, I definitely want this piece of Vucevic here. If we look at the injuries, Caruso's a game-time decision. No Torrey Craig still. No Pat Williams. De'Aaron Fox is a game-time decision, so we'll see how that goes. If he doesn't play, the game will be a little bit closer, I think. But he's going to have to start playing, man. They're creeping out of the playoff race real quick with some of the losses they've been taking. So it's so close in the West. That's going to do it for us, by the way, on the picks. If we want to look at this one on the daily grind here, we've got it juiced to go over at a 50.85% chance and a -122. But yeah, it's getting dicey in the West, man.
It is. My son's got to start like fixing the turnover issues that they've got, because you do not want to be in the play-in in the West or in the East. You want to secure your spot and avoid the play-in by any means necessary. But I do love that Vucevic play because when we were watching that last game, I was really able to see how often they actually have Drummond and Vucevic on the floor at the same time.
Yeah,
which
it's a lot
is pretty
like
dope.
Mobley and Allen, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I feel good about all of these. I'm very excited to get into this slate. But that's going to do it for us, guys. That's the 5 we have for you tonight. Definitely come check us out in our Discord. We've been having so much fun in there, and we've been having a lot of success lately because those of you who have joined recently, you probably get what I mean now when I say like the community is the best resource. Because as a community, we've gotten into this rhythm where we build plays together, and it's kind of become like a step-by-step process, and it's a lot of fun. So if you guys are interested in coming and hanging with us, there's a link in the description of the video. Once you go through Discord, just go up to server subscriptions and subscribe, and it'll unlock all the channels for you. But yeah, if you decide to join, make sure you shout us out in the community chat, because we'd love to make sure you understand how we run everything in there and whatnot. So we hope you guys have a great night. I don't think there's anything else to cover. So yeah, guys, looking forward to this slate, and we will catch you in the next video.
Good luck, guys.